Afternoon, it's Andy here. We're at I would say cloudy Iping. It's not exactly bright and wonderful like it has been the last few days. A bit breezy as well, but I've come up here to see Pete Lemon because he's fishing on the river and apparently he's been having quite a good day. So I'm going to switch the camera around so you can see where he is and see how he's getting on. So catch up with you in a minute. Cheers for now. Right, we're in the second field at Iping. Some of the trees still have some of the old numbers on them, but most have gone. I've come down and found where Pete is. I did phone him and say, did he want me to bring anything? I had to bring some micro-barbed hooks because Pete didn't have any and he'd lost so many fish. But yeah, he's having quite a few fish. We had a few nice perch, dace and roach. So yeah, let me get over the fence before I fall over it and see how he's going. Oh, a bit tricky. But how are you, Pete? All right?
Yeah, good mate. Yourself?
Yeah, you enjoying it?
Loving it. Absolutely
good.
Loving it.
Okay, let me pan round onto the river. River's looking good. So, see what we've got. What size float have you got on, Pete?
Only a 3BB.
So Pete's using a 3BB stick float. What pound line have you got on, Pete?
4.
Pete's fishing 4-pound line. So yeah, nothing right at the moment, but Pete's had a few in his keep net, as you can see. And had a few fish that has been big enough that he's had to use the landing net to land. So yeah, keep fingers crossed and see what happens.
Nice to see the amount of species in here.
So how many species have you had, do you reckon, Pete, now?
I've had gudgeon, roach, rudd,
Yeah.
perch, dace, little chublet. So yeah.
Good sort of 5 or 6 different species
5 or 6
then.
different species, yeah.
Excellent. Right. Let's just hope Pete can catch one so we can see it in play. He's probably he's missed that one. He's probably trotting down about, if you do it say in old-fashioned way, probably about 20 odd yards down the river. If you want it metric, probably about 18 metres. So, but yeah, so Pete's just feeding small amounts of maggot as he's playing fish. And you say you've caught more fish on white maggots at the moment. More at white. Okay. That's another one he's missed. Are you sure you know what you're doing, Pete? No, he hasn't got a clue, folks. He doesn't know what he's doing whatsoever. I haven't got zoom on this, so I can't zoom in on that tiny little float, but I assure you that when it goes, hopefully we'll have a fish on. There's definitely bites there. I can see the tip going down on an odd occasion. It's just as if this old person next to me is quick enough to hook them. Excellent. Okay, we'll stop for a moment, have another go when he's caught some. Oh, trees falling down now. Right, all these stories that Pete's telling, I've been here for about 10 minutes now and I haven't bothered videoing it because he hasn't caught anything. Wait, go on as a bite! Yes, yes! We have a fish, folks. Don't lose it, Pete. On video. Here we go.
Is that nettable?
That's a roach, folks. Probably 3-4 ounces. Yeah, probably about 3 or 4 ounces, I'd have said, folks. Yeah. Excellent. There you have it. Pete can actually catch fish on a river. Come on, Pete, and another one.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Come on.
Put back down that line.
It is worth coming over here, folks. Give it a try. Not everyone likes fishing rivers. Some people find it a bit daunting, but to be honest, it's not that hard to fish rivers. And once you get it in your blood like it is with Pete and myself, you get to love rivers and get to fish them all the time if you can. So yeah, it's worth a bash. And there's probably about 14, 16 swims now available down here at Iping. A couple of them you might need a fag hook or something just to open up the fronts, because we didn't manage to clear them all, but there's enough here probably to make it enjoyable, and it's worth trying one area first, give that a go, and if you have no joy then walk down to one of the other swims and give that a go. So yeah, but we're waiting for Pete to have another one. That was a dink, wasn't it, Pete? I'm sorry folks that you can't see his float, it's a bit tricky. Maybe the camera on my phone has got zoom on it, but I'm an old dinosaur and I wouldn't know how to find it even if I wanted to. There's a bite, Pete? Yes, yes, got it. Yep. Got it. And we have another fish coming in. Looks like another roach, Pete.
Rudd, I think.
Oh, was it? Yeah, it is a rudd, I think. A rudd.
Oh!
And Pete drops. Oh, Peter. Oh, if you didn't have this on film, you could have bragged about that, but there you go. Everyone knows you lost it. Excellent. Go on, give it another try, mate. Right, we're back again. Another 10 minutes have gone and Pete's finally landed another rudd, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bring that a bit closer so Pete can see him. There you go. Lovely river rudd, which you don't often see, do you, Pete?
No.
I mean, no. Rudd. And it's in the water. Mr. Fumblefingers Pete has done it again. I was going to say, folks, that rudd aren't normally that often found in rivers. Well, I haven't found them in rivers. They're normally a still water species. But yeah, there's definitely a few in here. Now, Mr. Frustrated Pete Lemon is going to have another go.
Right.
Oh dear, Pete. It just goes to prove, folks, that we're all fallible. We can all make those mistakes, and that's just what makes fishing, isn't it? It makes it more enjoyable. You have those days when you can just catch and catch and catch and catch, and other days where you just struggle. No, those are swallows, Pete. Swallows whizzing along the river at the moment, looking for insects. Pete was saying earlier on, which was a little concerning, that he'd spotted cormorant flying up. So be aware, folks, that if we've got cormorants on the river, they're going to quite happily munch all our fish. So if there is, try and keep them off if you can. Disturb them, whatever you need to do to try and keep them off, because that's the last thing we want on our rivers is cormorants. So, but there you go. Right, come on, Pete. We want another fish. It's gone. Have you got it?
No, I think that was the bottom there, Andy.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Pete reckons he's just caught the bottom, not a fish. He might be right. Who knows? I'm not got X-ray vision or anything like that, so I can't actually see the bottom of the river. You might have been able to see a little bit better if we'd had sunlight, but to be honest, the conditions today, folks, are ideal. It's a bit overcast, but that's not a bad thing for fishing on the rivers. But yeah, we've got a visit from a few, I can't tell if they're actually swallows or house martins, but definitely whizzing backwards and forwards up and down the river, probably looking for those odd little midges or flies that are near the surface of the water. So, but have you seen a kingfisher at all, Pete, today?
I saw one the other day when I was down here.
Right.
Oh, I know, I saw him this morning as well. He went up river.
Alright. One of these days I'm going to be fishing and I'm going to have a kingfisher land on my fishing rod. And I think that will be the ultimate. I've had the odd robin land on my fishing rod. I've had blackbirds mullering my maggots from the bait boxes, but I've never actually physically had a kingfisher land on me fishing rod whilst I've been fishing. But I suppose there's always going to be a first. Yeah.
A bit deeper again,
Right, Pete's just said to me he's gone a little bit deeper again to see if he can pick up. There's a definitely bite. Are we on?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Here we go. Obviously that made the difference. Is that another rudd, Pete, or is that a roach? Looks like another rudd, doesn't it?
There's a shoal of rudd in here, mate.
Well, don't drop this in the water again. Excellent. Well done, Pete. And now he's drunk. Now he's... he's just... Oh, Pete. Are you sure you're not... You're not drunk, mate? Look, folks, he's left all those maggots for the birdies.
Yeah, I'm a friendly fisherman.
Luckily, I brought some with me as well, just in case. And folks, we have it all on video. Well done, Pete. Great. I think it's the excitement of catching fish.
Yeah.
Well done, mate. Okay, folks, Pete's just had another rudd. But have a look at this. This is what we call a golden rudd. Let me get a bit closer. You see the coloration? It's almost like bronze on the top of it. And they're quite rare, especially in rivers. So yeah.
From Hammer, mate.
Well, that could be true. Pete's just said further upstream, between the Chithurst and Iping stretch, is Hammer Stream. Now Hammer Stream runs up down to I think, is it where the monastery is? Where the
monastery at Hammer.
The monastery at Hammer, where you've got the
Hammer Pond.
Oh God, what are they called?
Monks.
Yeah, I know they're monks, Pete, but they're a type of
they're Trappist monks, aren't they?
They're not Trappist.
Trappist or Buddhist?
I'm not. They're not Shaolin. I know that, but no. I can't remember. They're a type of Eastern monk order that live up there at Chithurst, and Hammer Pond is en route. Oh, Pete's had another one. So it could be that where they've had floods, that these fish have washed down. Now this is a dace. Definitely a dace. You can tell the difference. Much more silver in colour than the rudd that we've had. But like I explained to Pete, the best way to tell the difference between a dace and a chub is the anal fin at the bottom of the fish. So if you look at them, the dace has a concaved anal fin, which means it goes inwards towards the fin, and chub have a convexed anal fin, which looks a bit like a paddle. So it's rounded, so it comes out rather than going inwards. So that's the easiest way to tell. Obviously when chub are a lot bigger, they've got like a black edge into their fins, and always you can easily tell a chub because they're the one with the big mouths. That's why they're so gutty. But yeah, when they're small and it's difficult to tell the difference, that's what you look for, the anal fin at the bottom. So come on then, Pete, let's see if we got another one.
Right. They used to always say that caster sorted out the better fish.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, Pete's trying caster. He hasn't had much luck with casters, but he's trying caster because normally when fishing casters you can find the better quality fish. But we'll see what happens. I know Pete hasn't tried worm. I don't think you've got any worm, have you, Pete? No, Pete hasn't got any worm with him today. I know Jim Stevens, our treasurer, was down here the other week, and he fished worm on the bomb, I think, which he caught some quite reasonable perch on it. So maybe that's the way, if you wanted to find the bigger perch, to fish something like worm on a bomb. I've just noticed, a bit late in the day, but just noticed a mayfly come up off the water. Flying into the trees opposite. Yeah, just up there. Can you see it, Pete? Just coming out in the open there.
Yeah,
Tiny little...
it is late.
Yeah, very late for...
You say that the other day I was down here,
Yeah,
and the bloke I was talking to down the bottom,
yeah,
he said there was a reed warbler or something.
yeah, yeah.
And every time the mayfly come out, he come out the reeds and took one.
Mm. Surprising. I mean, normally they're far earlier, more as their name suggests, mayfly. They come out in May, and that's when the trout feed constantly on them as they're coming to the surface. They mate with the males, mate with the females, and then unfortunately they die. The females drop down onto the water, they lay their eggs, and then again they die as well. So their lifespan isn't very long at all, but they have a purpose in life. So yeah, so that's quite rare to see them that late. Come on, Pete, let's have another fish.
I just had a little dink on it.
Yeah.
I just want to see if I can get something on caster.
Yeah.
I've had 2 on it early
Yeah.
on, but...
Not everyone's confident in fishing casters. I think it's one of those baits that you've got to learn the best way to work with to catch fish. I mean, quite often when I've been fishing on still waters, it's the difference between catching your bigger, better stamp of fish or your smaller ones. Rivers, again, a bit tricky. I think once you can get used to using them and the fish get used to them being fed, then yeah, you probably catch more fish on them. But at the moment, Pete's struggling a bit on these. Right, we're here. Time is nearly 5 o'clock, and Pete's just bringing his keep net in so we can have a look at what he's caught and how much it weighs. So yay ha! Sounds like plenty of activity in there. Ooh. Let's have a look inside, Pete. Hold on, let's have a look. There's a fair old amount in there. Look at that lot. Excellent. Come on then, Pete.
Right, hang on, before we weigh it,
Yeah.
I'll show you this hybrid.
Okay, Pete reckons he's got a hybrid in here.
Where is he?
My seat is slowly sinking into the soil. So,
Where is it?
I don't know. Well, definitely, I don't know. Look, it looks a bit like it, doesn't
It
it?
does, doesn't it?
Yeah, hold it up a bit, Pete, so I can look.
It's
definitely
bream fins.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be right, Pete. Could be right.
Sure, that's it.
Yeah. Right.
That for a perch.
Yeah, that's a nice perch, isn't it? Look at that. Look at that corker. Excellent. Brill. Okay, I've got the landing net head that we're going to put the fish into. And then Pete's going to weigh them. That's a good day's worth of fishing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that's not far off 10, 12 pounds there. You look at that, folks. There's got to be, I would even say more than that. I'd say almost 15.
Nah.
No, you don't reckon? How much?
Oh, £9.
£9. You get a closer shot on that, just to see. Alright, okay, the battery is running out, folks. So I've got to close that. So yeah, there you go, £9. Brilliant. Well done, Pete. Excellent. Good show.
And that's without a £2 perch.
Yeah.
But you look at some of them, mate. Where's that golden ones again?
Definitely in there. I mean, that's one. There's definitely the smaller ones in there somewhere, isn't there? There you go. Yeah, see, that's definitely a golden rudd. Pete reckons that these have come from Hammer Pond. He reckons a lot of these fish have either washed down or something's happened and they've gone from Hammer Pond. But what we got? Great. Excellent. All gone? All hunky-dory, all safe?
Well, there's one...
Well done.
No, don't.
Okay.